close with the camera. So lastly, I'm going to give you a bonus tip for when you do start working professionally. You will have people that you work with or people that compete with the same jobs that you're getting on, and you can't help it, but you will see these people as your rivals. Here are 7 crucial videography tips for beginners that I really wish I'd known sooner. I'm a full-time videographer and I've got an in-house role now for 5 years, so I'm really getting up to that 10,000th along the way. So like I said, I was self-taught at the beginning and I thought all slow motion had to be 120 frames a second or faster, 240 wherever possible. Now working in the industry, I shoot all my B-roll in 50 frames a second and then slow that down by 50%. You get perfectly fine slow motion B-roll at 50% speed. In America, shoot 60 frames a second and then on a 24 frames a second timeline, it slows down by 40%. You don't need 120 frames, you don't need 240 frames. It's nice if you can, but it's just not necessary. While we are on the topic of speed, don't speed up your footage. It just looks so amateur. If you have a shot that's too long and you need it to fit into a certain length, I'd highly encourage you to cut around it. Even if you cut it with jump cuts, it's better than speeding up the footage. You can punch in post-production further than 100%. I used to be very married to this rule that I wouldn't go beyond the 100% and deteriorate this rule that I wouldn't go beyond the 100% and that I wouldn't go beyond the 100% and deteriorate the image. But now the sensors have so many the image. But now the image. But now the sensors have but now the sense but now sensors have so many megapixels that you can really push the image. Like, I wouldn't go absolutely crazy and like 1000% in, but up to 150 you can still get away with it without the image deteriorating. If you shot your footage on your camera's native ISO or lower, once you have a good clean image, then you can really push it and just see how far you can push it. Handheld is okay. I used to think that all footage had to be captured with the camera locked off on a tripod, and it would have to be pans, and that was the only way to capture the image, otherwise it looked amateur. To be honest, now using my Blackmagic, a lot of the time it is just handheld and I lock it off into me. If it suits the shoot, sometimes it's better to get a more organic shot when you have the little bit of handshake, like nothing crazy, but if you have that little bit of movement, it gives you more of a connection to the image. I do have a stabilizer as well for my Blackmagic now at this stage, but like I said, I don't always use it, depending on the shoot, depending on what I'm doing. Sometimes I need to be smaller and more compact, and just going handheld is perfect. Having the camera locked off on a tripod, it does restrict your range of motion, like I said, because you've got an anchor point. Having that ability just to wander around with the camera and explore the shot will just give you more options to work with in the edit. Carrying on from that, in the edit. Carrying on.
Let me check the start here. The Solon August Nos. Shuffle the burner the Bulldog.
Lacey Wallace.
Carrying on from that, camera movement is always more cinematic than a cut. If you can plan your blocking to have movement in the shot, even if it's a nice little arc around the shot with the camera, or a nice little push in, if you have something in the foreground and you shoot through it and you have this soft and you get that nice parallax effect. When you are on a shoot, if it's like an event or something, get as much coverage as you can and get inserts as well. Effect. When you are on a shoot, if it's like an event or something, get as much coverage as you can and get inserts as well. They'll just really help populate your edit at the end and you'll just give it more colour and more of a feel. If there's anything, maybe a bit of signage, but I wouldn't go too heavy on signage, but like if there's tickets or whatever it is, just get real nice close-ups. If it's like a piece of jewellery that someone's wearing or a drink or whatever, it just adds colour and it just gives you a bit more of a feel of the shot, and it's nice to break up the shots as well. When you start at first, you will just get wide after wide after wide. Mix up your shots. Get some wides, get some mediums, and get some extreme close-ups. And it just really adds more depth to the edit when you've got varying shots. So you're not just going from a wide shot. Now when you get there, shoot your wide shots, get your establishers, and then work your way in. Like I said, if it's an event, if there's a sign, it says entrance establishers, and then work your way in. Like I said, if work your way in. Like I said, if it's an event, if there's a sign, it says entrance this way, get that, or tickets up ahead, things like that. And then if you
The Solon August North. Salons and Mix.
then work your way in. Like I said, if it's an event, if there's a sign that says entrance this way, get that, or